Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday's geography session. So this week we have had loads of different things. We've looked at music, we've done PE, we've looked at RE, and so today we're going to have a look at geography, and we are going to look at the human and physical landmarks of England. If you're not sure what those mean, then don't worry because we're going to cover it today. So as a little recap from the geography that we've done so far this year, on the screen there is a map of the UK. Now, what are the 4 countries of the UK and why is part of the map blacked out? What I want you to do is see if you can write down the 4 countries and explain why part of the map is blacked out. Pause the video and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so hopefully you were able to name Scotland, England, Wales and Ireland. And the reason that part of the map is blacked out, is because only Northern Ireland is part of the UK. The other part of Ireland is completely independent. So that is why not all of Ireland is shaded, because it doesn't count as part of the UK. So hopefully you were happy with those and remembered all 4 of them. Test your geography knowledge. So what I want to do as well is to see if you can name the capital cities of each country. So you've got Northern Ireland, Scotland, England and Wales. Can you name them? And also, can you, if you're watching just on the screen, just point to them with your finger. Can you mark them on a map with this star, or just point to them with your finger? So have a go at marking them if you can. Have a go at pointing them. Can you name them all? So pause the video and have a go. Okay, so did you manage to A, name them, and B, point roughly to where they were on the map? So we've got the capital city of England is London, and it's down here. We've got the capital of Wales is Cardiff, which is here. The capital of Scotland is Edinburgh, which is here. And the capital of Northern Ireland is Belfast, which is here. Well done if you managed to name all 4, and extra well done if you managed to place them on the map, because that is tricky to do. See if you can try and have a memorize of where they are, because it might come up in a quiz, it might come up anywhere really. Okay, so we've got the 4 countries of the UK, and each country is also split into something called counties. Now, you may have seen these on a map, you may have seen these in other places, but do you know any of the counties of the UK? So if you have a look at this map on this side, this is the UK split into all the different counties. That you'll notice there's maybe more down here than there is up here. But do you know the names of any? And can you find them on the map? So what I want you to do is have a think. Pause the video if you think you know some, and see if you can name them and maybe try and label them or point to where you think they would be on the map. So pause the video and have a go. Jot down any counties that you think you know the names of. Okay, now have a look at this map. So this hasn't got all of the counties on, but it's got quite a few of them on. Now, we are going to recap this. We're going to keep coming back to the different counties and where they are on a map. So a challenge at the top here is to have a go at learning the counties of England. So we're just thinking about the counties of England, these ones on the map, which you'll notice is why we haven't got anything in Wales. Can you try to memorise as many as you possibly can? And like I said, we'll keep coming back to this when we're in school. So see if you can try and remember as many as you can. Try and remember some of them. And if you have a look down here, this is where we are on a map. So Bradley Stoke is in South Gloucestershire, which is close to Bristol. So Bristol's here. If you have a look, here's London, which we said was the capital city of England. And there's lots of different counties that maybe you could have a pause of the video and have a look at. Okay, so it's just recognising what counties are. So counties are the 4 countries split down into different places. So we've got counties and then you've got cities within those counties. Okay, so it's sort of a level of geography. Okay, and like I said, we're going to keep coming back to the counties this term for our unit of geography. So try and get to grips with as many as you can. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at different types of geography. So like we did yesterday with our RE session, what I want you to do is in your book, try to write down a definition of what is geography. So if you had to explain to somebody what geography is, what is it? So pause the video and have a go at writing it down, and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so hopefully you've got an idea in your head on what geography actually is, and we're going to look at different aspects of geography today. So one part of geography is physical geography, and that is geography that deals with natural features, which is things that are created by nature. And this might remind you of some of the things that we did last term. I'm not going to name them because I want you to try and think of some examples of physical features in the world. So I want you to pause the video and have a list of all the things that are created by nature that would come under this physical geography aspect. So pause the video and have a go. Okay, now hopefully you remembered things like mountains, volcanoes, and all of the different things that we did last term, because they are all physical geography features. There are lots of different ones as well, a list of things that we could think about. So hopefully you managed to name some of them, and hopefully, double hopefully, you remembered some of the ones that we looked at last term. So that's one aspect of geography, physical geography. Another aspect we're going to look at is human geography. Okay, now this is geography that deals with how human activity affects the Earth's surface. So it is things like population statistics or climate change. It can also deal with human constructed landmarks. So if we're thinking about physical geography, that is things that have happened naturally. So if we think about mountains, it's the tectonic plates of the Earth's crust. Okay, human geography is both how humans affect our world, like climate change, and how they lead to their actions affect that, but also how their actions can affect landmarks, so things that are humanly constructed that don't happen by nature. So can you think of some examples of human features in the world? So pause the video and have a go at listing a few, and then come back when you're ready. Okay, now this can be a huge list of things. So we're thinking of buildings, we're thinking of shops, we're thinking of things like the Eiffel Tower. So features that have been constructed by humans. So they wouldn't get there naturally, they have been made. And like I said, there's tons of things that you could list. So your list might be quite big, but hopefully you get the idea of the difference between the two. So on the screen in front of you, I've got a few things that are listed. So are they examples of human or physical geography? So is it something that happens naturally, or is it something that is affected by us humans and the way we act? So pause the video and I want you to separate them into two groups. So human and physical geography, and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so things like the weather is obviously physical geography. Because that isn't affected by us. We haven't made the weather, that just happens naturally. Similarly, rainforests, okay? We talked about rainforests in different climate areas and how they happen. Now, they can be affected by human geography. So by things like climate change that we talked about can affect these things, but they are a natural physical part of geography. Similarly to rivers, so they are naturally made, and volcanoes naturally are made by the tectonic plates, which we discussed last term. Things that are human geography, so are either affected by us humans or are made by humans. So our towns and cities, okay? So we build the shops and the houses and the things in towns and cities to make them. The population is affected by us because we populise the countries. Farming is also human geography because it is the process of us sort of growing and picking and selling and doing lots of different things to do with nature, even if the things are naturally made. Some of them are constructed by humans, okay? So you plant things as well, okay? So some things, as you can see, are affected, maybe physical geography, but can be affected by human geography as well. So some things come into both categories. So human geography relates to human activity or something that's humanly constructed. It's someone who studies human geography, studies the interaction between human activity and the planet. So how humans affect the planet. Human geography might answer questions like, what's the largest city in Africa? Why is the UK population growing? So those are all to do with population, human-made. Why do we experience global warming? Again, there's a lot in the news about global warming and about how our actions are affecting climate change and global warming. So that's all to do with human geography. Physical geography is, again, like I said earlier, naturally occurring geography. It studies the natural environment and landscapes of our planets. Physical geography might answer questions like, what happens when a volcano erupts? Why does a river flood? How are mountains formed? So last term, when we were looking at mountains, volcanoes and things like that, we were looking at physical geography and how that happens and what effects they have. This time we're going to be looking at a comparison of the two. So we're also going to be bringing in human geography and how we affect the planet as well. So your task for today is to have a look at the landmark cards that are on the website and sort them into human and physical features. They're all places in England. If you don't have a printer, then you can number them. You can do some sort of sorting out without having to print them. And also, hopefully you can get hold of a map. So there's one on the webpage. You can also, like we did before in geography last term, which I know is a pain, but you can also get drawing tutorials where you can trace out the outside of a map. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's sort of just to give you an idea of what the different features look like and to decide on symbols to show each kind of feature and create a key beside your map. So sort of like the example here. So all the sheets and resources you need are on the website. Like I said, if you don't have a printer, that's absolutely fine and you can still do the work. You just might need to think of a different way to show it on your page, but it's absolutely fine whatever way you choose. There's also a challenge for you if you want to attempt it. So find out the top 5 longest rivers in England and add them onto your map. So have a go at doing that if you fancy a challenge. Don't forget, like always, to send us a picture of your finished work so we can celebrate it and see what fantastic work you've done. So have a go and see where you get to.